So this is a different assessment from what you're used to. In the past, you were given this kind of assessment, which you may or may not like, whereas now you're being asked to present your own examples of all the skills listed below. This kind of assessment allows for your choice. You're given a rubric to show you how you can actually answer the assessment. Take a careful look at these. You can see the content questions and how you choose to answer the questions. You've got information on your vocabulary, your calculations, and even your standards for mathematical practice. If you look more carefully at your standards for mathematical practice, you'll see the various different skills and modeling that you will perform when you're conducting this assessment. If you take a look at this first question on your assessment, you're being asked to verify properties of rotated, reflected, and translated geometric figures by measuring and comparing images with their pre-images. There are other subsections to this first question. If you go to your summative assessment and go to your resource guide, you'll be able to bring the skills that you have worked on already together with what you're being shown in the summative assessment. Now, one example we look at is Khan Academy. You can see here under Khan Academy, each of the Common Core codes are listed beside every skill. This is the same with the summative assessment. You can see the Common Core skills are also listed alongside every skill you're being asked to prove. Now, in this first question, if we take a look at it carefully, we have that we're being asked to verify properties of rotated, reflected, and translated geometric figures. Now we can also see that we're being asked to do this by measuring and comparing the images and their pre-images. This is an important concept that you will learn when you're looking at Khan Academy. You can see that each subsection is asking you to look at corresponding lines and line segments, corresponding angles, and corresponding parallel lines. Now, if we go into our resource guide and we select any one of these skills, we will be able to practice these concepts. You can see we have parallel lines, we have a number of transformations up top. We're going to select the translations. Now in Khan Academy, you can see this triangle. We're being asked to transform it +6 units in the x direction, -3 units in the y direction. When we perform this translation, one of the things that we notice is that the triangle stays a triangle that's exactly the same size. The whole thing just moves or translates in the directions that we've been asked to translate it. The angles and the lines remain the same. We can even look at this using line segments. We can see specifically these line segments stay exactly the same when we translate them as directed. So, how does this apply to our summative assessment? Well, you don't have to choose Khan Academy skills. You could choose any resource that you've already worked on. But just grab a screenshot or draw a picture of what you've actually worked on and drop it in where it applies. In this case, we've used this geometric shape. We're going to resize it to make it look reasonable. And we're going to include both a before and an after screenshot. That way, it really does illustrate that we understand the topic that's going on. Now, as I said, in your resource guide, you'll find multiple different resources that you can use to practice your skills on each of these topics. In particular, I'm just using this Khan Academy skill because I understand that line segments are taken to line segments and angles are taken to angles when I translate them, rotate them, or reflect them. In this case, I'm just doing translations. And I'm going to write a short explanation that the before and after screenshots verify that after translating a geometric figure, the measurements of the image are the same as the measurements of the pre-image. The line segment CD, for example, measures the same as the line segments from 0,6 to 1,1. So, this kind of assessment is merely asking you for examples of work that you have already completed to prove that you understand the concepts being presented. If this video was helpful to you, please subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below or send me an email.